VC, how all these VCs, venture capitalists, or institutional money is now getting involved in the crypto space or Web3 or NFTs. And what that essentially does is a little bit more of a proof of concept for, you know, the crypto world, the crypto universe, if you want to call it that. And the only thing that we have done differently, and this thing is where the power of the debt box and deflationary tokenomics comes in, is that where a hedge fund, a VC, an institutional money type of fund comes in and purchases, call it a token, call it an NFT, whatever it may be, they purchase that and they're purchasing it at the cheapest price possible. And they're looking for a 5x, a 10x, a 50x, 100x, because they're looking to take profit on that investment, right? Well, that gives that project a great liquidity partner, because they get to put a lot of money in. Institutional funds get to put a lot of money in. But when they also go to take profit, they are going to affect the entire community, whether it's an NFT collection or a meme coin or whatever it may be, and that price will dump. And we don't know how far that could dump, right? Just depending on how aggressive they are on their selling. Well, the great thing with DebtBox is that our institutional money, our liquidity providers, if you want to call them that, essentially end up becoming our royalty partners. So in this case, you know, the oil companies, the gas companies, and they come in and they purchase, in this case, $6 million of token from the open market. The only difference is, and here's the big difference, is that $6 million in token is now getting burned. It'll never be seen again. That means that oil company doesn't have that token, and they don't become a whale, and they can't dump the price in 6 months, in 12 months, or in a year. So it just takes that $6 million worth of token out of the supply, and obviously the rest of the coin that's left in the supply now has an increase in value. So
beautiful. Love it.
I know that's a long explanation, but I think it merits the difference there.
It's one of the big things that separates us and one of our unique selling propositions here. We're going to come back to you, Joe, just a little bit, but if you would hang out with us. So we keep this kind of informal back and forth, but Joe is going to do some training today on some of the other products that we have. I want to go over to my man, Ced, here for a moment. Many of you know Cedric Harris. He is a legend in the industry, somebody that I admire and look up to and respect, and have just always followed. And, you know, when we had a chance to be able to lock arms here, it was truly an honor for me. And I'm so excited to be able to have him here just to share a little bit of his wisdom, because he's been watching what's been going on here. And Ced, do you mind just elaborating a little bit on just a moment in time? Do you mind just talking to me a little bit about what you see and what you feel and what you hear?
Watching? What are you talking about, Travis? Well, let
me elaborate. Cedric hasn't even turned it. He hasn't even turned it on yet. So let's just put it that way. He's got his key leaders in place, but Ced has not turned on that switch yet to what he's capable of doing. I know that he wanted to have kind of a first mover's advantage for all of the key leaders that are here with us today.
Well, first of all, shout out to you, man. I appreciate you sharing this opportunity with me. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to all the leaders that are here on this Zoom on a Saturday morning. I was actually on my way to go take care of some stuff, and I decided to turn around, come back, and sit still so I can do this. And when you start talking about, you know, moments of time, I think that is very, very important for people to really understand timing, you know, when it comes down to anything. And when Travis called me earlier, I started thinking about this. You know, I started thinking about when I first got introduced to the mortgage industry. You know, it was 2001. I knew nothing about mortgages. Like I literally knew nothing about mortgages. I didn't even own a house, you know, but 2.5 years later, I was a millionaire in the mortgage industry because of timing. I knew nothing about it, okay? Coming inside of the direct selling arena, there's certain times that there's been lightning caught in a bottle and certain opportunities. Luck and preparation meeting each other, right? And as I look at what's happening right now with IX and what's happening right now with some of these leaders that I'm talking to on a regular basis, and what's happening with this volume, which is absolutely bananas. I've never seen this before. And my 20 plus years of doing this, when I log in, I see the type of volume that's running through on a weekly basis is absolutely bananas. But it shows a lot about the product. It shows a lot about the faith that everybody has and the systems that we have in place. But I think if everybody really truly took everything very seriously, if they took everything very seriously and shared this with everybody, you know, obviously you can make money from the compensation plan, you can make money from the product. That's very, very unique. You know, a lot of opportunities don't give you that particular space and that particular opportunity. So you want to take advantage of that. But now is the time to share, 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 share. I mean, I feel like, you know, a lot of the countries overseas, you know, they knew about this a little while back, but they didn't even have the nodes, right? Now everybody's got their hands on nodes, and a lot of you all are in the United States of America, and you're the pioneers of this. Like the people that are on this Zoom right now, you're the pioneers. Like you are literally the pioneers. And when all the dust settles, in some way, shape, or form, majority of the United States is going to be under you in some way, shape, or form. So you can either choose it to be under your strong leg, your left leg, your right leg, your orthopedic leg, your leg with no kneecap, your leg with no toenail. Like it's totally your choice, but it's going to come down to you sharing it. Because if you don't share it, it's going to fall in one of those lineages anyway. It's going to fall in one of those lineages anyway. So you get to choose which lineage is going to fall into, because this is only going to grow and grow and grow with the leadership of Joe and the leadership of Travis that's here. You know, I'm humbled to be a part of this whole organization and everything that's happening. And I'm happy for everybody that's here that's taking advantage of what's going on right now, because it's getting ready to get interesting. And I see, you know, Team No Sleep. You know, these guys don't sleep at all. Like they literally be pinging me 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I'm actually taking a nap. Like I'm gonna take a Puff Daddy power nap. Like, but they just running it all night long. So shout out to all of you. Keep up the great work, man. And Travis, thanks for having me on, brother.
Puff Daddy power nap. Hey, Seth, take a look at this real quick. I don't know if anybody's seen this yet. Look at the trading volume in the last 24 hours.
That's bananas.
Look at the trading volume in the last 24 hours on the DebtBox debt coin. $7,700,000. Guys, we were not too long ago at $500,000, and then I watched us hit 1 million, and then all of a sudden we were starting to hit 1 million and a half. And now to hit 7.5
And Travis, yeah. Sorry I don't mind to interrupt. It's actually 9.8 million in the last 24 hours.
Dang, so I'm a few hours behind.
Yeah.
So Joe, talk to me about what that really means, just so that people can understand what that means.
For sure. Well, you know, one of the things, you know, I've been in the network marketing space for 15 years, the last 8 to 9 years, going on 9 years in the services, digital services / Forex, financial markets as the product, right? And one of the things that we've always heard starting in about 2016 is these crypto projects started to launch. And for me, it was like one of the best ideas out there, but there was no transparency on it. There was no way for you to stay in control of your money. And I think they ended up scamming a lot of people. You know, back in 2017, it just went rampant throughout Latin America, here in the States. And I know a lot of people that made a lot of money, and I know a lot of people that lost a lot of money, right? Because you get it put into one of those platforms and it becomes, you're multiplying this money. You're like, wow, this is great. And then you end up putting too much money on it and the company kind of goes away. But they're always talking about, they've been talking about it since 2017, how they're going to be doing certain things that bring transparency to the project. They're going to be getting listed on exchanges. They're going to be, you know, getting on CoinMarketCap. They're going to be getting on, you know, decentralized exchanges, centralized exchanges. They're going to be on the blockchain, you know, because none of these things in the past were ever listed on the blockchain. And one of the things that we have with DebtBox is we already have all of those things. Number one, everything's already automated by smart contract on the blockchain. That's why when you go and you wake up at 2 a.m. and you go to process your withdrawal, and you can do it. There's no one there. You're not waiting for a company to approve the transaction to then send it to your wallet. It's automated. Okay. I want you guys to understand the power of this smart contract is you can wake up, you can have anybody in your team, anywhere in the world. They can be in Japan, US, Latin America, Europe, wherever. They click that withdraw button, automate it. It's in their wallet. They click that swap button, automate it. It's in their USDT wallet. Nobody can stop it. The second layer of this now becomes the exchanges and the digital asset monitoring companies, if you will, the CoinMarketCaps and the CoinGecko's, because this just gives us validation. And a lot of these projects need liquidity. When you're looking at these meme coins, I can have 1 trillion of these little puppy coins that are out there, you know, not to mention the specific name. I could have 1 trillion, 100 trillion of these coins, but there's no liquidity. I can't cash out. I could be a trillionaire in this coin. I could be a billionaire in this coin. But if I can't cash out into a larger cryptocurrency, like a USD Tether or a Bitcoin or Ethereum, to get into then, you know, dollars, fiat currency, then it does me no good. And that's where this liquidity comes in. When you're able to go into a coin market cap and see what the average daily volume, that means it's being used. That means there's people trading it back and forth. And so it just gives you the ability to put a trade in and your trade's going to get executed. Because when you click that swap button, what it's doing, it's looking for, on the other end, it's looking for a buyer. Okay. Because remember, if you're selling somebody has to be buying something. So if there's no liquidity, there's no volume on that exchange, well, you're never going to get your order filled. Thus, you're never going to sell. Thus, you're never going to be able to get into USDT or a larger cryptocurrency to get into fiat currency.
Difference between speculation versus in hype versus tangibility. I love it. It's good stuff. More validation. All right, so let's talk real quickly. If you haven't registered or haven't saved the date yet, we've got a big event coming up. This will probably be our last online conference that we do, August 13th. Make sure that you save your spot. There will be limited seats. If you haven't done so yet, head over to events.ixglobal.us. Make sure that you save your seat. From what I am hearing, there are going to be some pretty big announcements at this event. Am I right, Joe?
Yeah, make sure you got your checkbook ready. That's all I'm going to say.
Start saving some money now. Start getting it all ready. I love it.
And I'm gonna say this because I know you guys are more, you know, and Travis, this team, and I don't know if it's everybody on here, but we've been getting more and more wires from this team than any other team out there, right? And wires are not automated as far as that, you know, in the system, we have to go and, you know, verify we got the wire, we have to go and process it. And that could take anywhere between 24 to 72 hours to get this done. In some cases, maybe a little bit longer, the wire may not clear, whatever, right? So we're gonna be launching something that I feel that I need to tell you guys, have some USDT BEP20 on hand, have some, you know, Bitcoin on hand, whatever, you know, whatever you can do, because the only way to pay for these debt box products is going to be through cryptocurrency. So I'm just going to throw that out there because it is going to, I believe we're probably going to sell out within the first 48 to 72 hours. So I would hate for you guys to not get the opportunity to get involved in the product because you didn't have the crypto on hand, or you didn't have, you know, whatever it may be. Because I know the guys out in India, the guys in Latin America, they're going to jump all over it. So.
Well, and on that note, I just dropped an email in the chat, and I need everybody to write this down because this is part of the process right now. And just so you guys know,
Travis, it's .us at the end, not .com.
.us, sorry, thank you.
So don't do the first one.
Hang on here. There you go. There's the right one. Wires at ixglobal.us. Wires at ixglobal.us. So there could be a time where we will no longer be able to send wires. Just hang on a second. Got somebody muted here. There we go. There could be a time coming up here in the very near future where wires are no longer an option. And that is because banks do not like this cryptocurrency world that we are in, and they have not, many cases, figured out how to profit from it yet. I don't know how he spotlighted. There we go. Hang on a second here, guys. We got Brandon just hanging out for everybody here. There we go. So the banks, you know, in many cases, we've actually had credit unions that have stopped wires being sent because they found out that it was for cryptocurrency, which if I can't even think more of a reason why we need a decentralized currency when you have banks telling you that you can't purchase cryptocurrency or they won't process it. Many banks have taken a stand where they won't allow you to charge with your debit card or credit card. So we do need to move more in the direction of getting our prospects prepared, getting our prospects set up, and we're going to continue to work on a systematic approach to that so that we can help guide you through that process and guide your newbies through that process to make it as painless as possible. But for right now, if a wire is sent, it is crucial that an email be sent to wires@ixglobal.us so that you, once the wire is sent, either you as the upline, and I would just take that responsibility as the upline for anyone that you personally enroll, you make sure that you send them the username, you send them the wire amount, and you send them the nodes that they purchased. Okay, 3 things: username, the nodes that they purchased, and the wire amount, and just let them know that it was sent. So we're no longer sending any emails to customer support. We're not sending anything through WhatsApp. We're sending everything directly to wires@ixglobal.us.
Travis, can you hear me? This is Darcy.
Darcy, shoot.
I'm just going to piggyback on that because I've been in the space for a while. Please, when you're doing with the bank and the wire, like you said, credit unions, I've had 3 people's accounts be shut down. So when you're going to the bank, do not mention crypto at all. They will shut down your account.
Yeah, it's interesting. You either have some banks that have embraced it, which means they've already figured out how to profit from it, and then you have other banks that are still trying to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah, be careful. I would hate for anybody's long-term bank account for 25 years to be shut down. That's happened to one of my people. So,
and in the memo, just so you guys know, you're putting your username, which is what you use to log into IX Global, and just your full name. So you're not saying, don't tell your banker I'm buying crypto, because really you're not buying crypto. First and foremost, you're buying software and hardware that allows you to be able to process transactions on the blockchain. So for these reasons, that's why we're going to be moving more in the direction of working directly with digital currency. I mean, that's the business that we're in. So we need to understand the business that we're in. I do think that we need to simplify and make sure that we have a systematic approach for newbies coming in the door. And so we're going to be working on that. But just know that for now, we are still accepting them, but just make sure that you coach your people through that process, not to go and tell their bankers that they're buying crypto or anything else along those lines.
yes.
All right, so let's keep going here. We've got a few more things here before we get into the training today. So I don't know if you guys know, but this company knows how to party. They know how to have a good time, and they do 2 big events every single year. And the next one is called Awaken 4 in Barcelona from the 14th through the 18th. And they are running a promotion. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but if not, you can go over to goawaken.us, goawaken.us, and you can get all of the information. There is a leaderboard. There are points that you can accumulate. So for example, if you go over to the leaderboard, you can see the different points that are accumulative. And if you look, and there's some good names that are on here. I see Sam
and Travis, real quick, I just got the updated leaderboard this morning, and just to mention the top 5 here really quickly, because it'll get updated here within the next hour or 2. But they sent it to me at 1 in the morning. Number 1 spot, actually, we still have Travis up there with 3,475 points. Following up, spot number 2 of Mr. Cedric Harris. I don't know if you guys know that guy. 1,485 points. 3rd place, Brian Robert, who is actually Travis's sponsor there, 1,320. Oscar Araira, who's my Latino partner, 1,260. And number 5 spot there, Mr. Sean Davis, 1,172.5 points. So the four Americans there and 1 Latino, where I just want to kind of say this right now, because we've been a heavy India-based company, I guess, if you will. That's kind of where we started out of. But it looks like the tide is turning there. And I just kind of wanted to mention that because it's nice to see, you know, another market kind of taking off and flying with us. And Travis is right? We do like to go out there and party. Our trips are a little bit different. We're not so much like, hey, we're not going out there to do training. We're going out there to hang out, to chill, yes, we'll do some training, we'll do some mentoring, you know, but what we want to build more than anything in these awakens is community. We want people to go out there and live experiences, live the moments that they're going to remember for the rest of their life, and be able to say, hey, you know, I remember going on that trip with IX out to, you know, Barcelona, or last time we were in Cape Town, or before that we were in Dubai, or before that we were in Cancun, and be able to say, man, I really enjoyed it. I love the people, I love the community, and that's what we're setting out to do.
So you've got the qualification period, May 13th to August 4th. There is still some time here. This next week is going to be very important. We've got a great opportunity right now with everything that's going on and the momentum that this team has. So congratulations. And on that note, I want to call on Sean. I want to bring Sean on here for just a moment, because Sean got involved. Cedric introduced this to Sean, and man, I'll tell you what, real quickly, I just watched him just get it. Like he looked at this opportunity and he didn't hesitate one moment. And in a short period of time that I've gotten to know Sean Davis, I know that he's already hit influencer. By the way, I know we're going to be getting our arms around the recognition, and we'll start doing some recognition. I know there was a lot of people that hit some ranks already, so we'll be definitely getting on top of that in the very near future, creating some banners for you guys so we can go create that social awareness out there on social media. But Sean, do you mind just talking for a moment real quickly about what you saw here, and ultimately, I mean, I hope you don't mind me sharing, but Sean's already on, I mean, he's well over 10 grand a month already, and he's been here for a few weeks, couple of weeks, maybe. Sean, what are you seeing here? Do you mind sharing that with me?
No, I'm super excited. You guys can all hear me and all that. Just first of all, I'm just beyond like excited about the success that I've had, man. Like, because I've been in network marketing and I've been in crypto, so I've been in the crypto space a long time. But like, I've never won a trip before. Like, I've always wanted to win a trip. Dude, I've won in 2 weeks. I've won a trip. And like, I kind of did the math. Like last week I saw it and I was like, whoa, like if I hit just a little bit more, like I'm literally going. Like it's not like I got to wait and qualify. If I hit enough points, I'm going. And so, dude, like, and like last night I took my wife and we put on YouTube and I looked up Barcelona Hotel Arts, and they had like a 30-minute thing where they went through. So cool. So in other words, I'm like super excited about like how this is like shaping up and just the success that's coming with it. But like, there's three things that I think. So I've been in crypto for a while, but so the thing that I see right at the beginning is the ecosystem is genius. So this isn't just about having a node and having a reward token. Anybody can have that. This is about having somebody. So like, this is about the ecosystem, which means that there's a revenue-based project that's going to make money, tens of millions of dollars a month, probably. You know, that's what the oil's been doing, and they're going to come buy the tokens from the owners. And like, if you really look at what happened with Bitcoin, like Bitcoin started in 2009, and people were mining it. Like Satoshi was mining it. If I've done all the history of Bitcoin, so it started with just so people were mining it and they weren't making any money. Just kind of like when we start our nodes here, we start getting like little tiny amounts, right? $6 a day, $7 a day, whatever. This is what was happening with Bitcoin. But what happened with Bitcoin is they had an ecosystem that started that they didn't really have a part of, but it was called Silk Road. There was this, it was an online drug. It was an online drug community, right? And they were selling like illegal drugs, but they were using Bitcoin. And so from 2010 to 2013, Bitcoin went from 6 cents, so 6 pennies, to $979. I didn't even know that. I went through the history. And what that was when you think about it, there's people mining it, but if nobody was buying it, like buying the coins from you, if you're mining it and you sell it, if you know anything about markets, if you sell it and nobody's buying it, the price just goes down. And you're just selling it and it just keeps decreasing. But if there's huge demand for buying coming in, then the price will go up, right? And so that's what happened with Bitcoin, had an ecosystem. That's the only reason it survived. Like, it's the only reason we know about it today. They didn't need Elon. They didn't need CNBC. They didn't need anything back then because they had $45 million worth of drug money that was coming in and buying it. So we have that in this. We have, but you know, it's not drug money. It's commodities coming out of the ground, but it's a revenue source that's huge, that's coming in and buying the token. So number one is just the ecosystem is genius, dude. Number two is I'm a crypto guy and I've been talking about nodes, but what I realized is this is a business in the box. So the way to describe this to everybody is, dude, this is a business in a box. It's hands-free. Dude, everybody needs more money right now. Everybody wants a second job. People are driving Ubers. They're trying to figure out also just selling lotions and potions and right. Join my thing, right? But you got to work and you got to go out and do it, right? This is like an Uber. Imagine having a self-driving machine. Like it was an Uber, but you didn't even have to drive. Like you sit there and you're just chilling, and like your car went out and picked people up just by itself and drove and collected money, went out all day, and you're just like sipping coffee, and then he comes back and it's like, here's the money. Dude, that's what this is. Like literally, that's exactly what this is. A hands-free business that anybody can do. So it's a business in a box. And so those two things are huge. The ecosystem is genius, and there's nothing else like that. You can have the best blockchain in the world, and if nobody's buying it every month, right? Then if you're selling them, they're just going to go down. And then the burn factor is way big. I think some people, it's hard to wrap their head around, but the fact that they take those tokens and burn them is a whole nother animal that really sends the supply down and the demand up. So the demand is up on this thing and the supply is always going down. And it's a 10-year license. So we're like 9 months into black gold, and it's going up so much because they're buying these tokens and they're burning them, destroying them. But dude, every month they have to do that. So this is what, 9 months in, 10 months in, they got to buy more tokens and they're burning them. And we're creating these little tokens, and then they come back again. Boom, they're buying more oil. Boom, boom. So it's creating this whole thing. And then the third thing I'll mention is, dude, we are in a gold rush. And what do? You don't want to be the one. I mean, we are mining, but you want to be the one selling shovels. The people who make the money in these gold rushes are the people who sell the shovels, dude. And this is a shovel. This is a machine shovel, right? That's just machine shoveling for people. And they say when it's a gold rush, you don't want to be the one mining, which we kind of are, right? But we're the ones selling the mining equipment. So that's it, guys. And it's felt really good, because all of crypto is literally just promises and code. And there's great projects, dude. I've been in crypto a long time, but there's never been something that I've seen that has a full ecosystem like this, that's built in. I don't need anybody. I don't need it to be on CNBC. I don't need Elon Musk to talk about our coin, because we already have, you need that in other coins, because you need buyers coming in. You need someone to go, oh, what? I need to spend money to buy the tokens off you. We don't need that. I mean, it'd be great if they did have that too, but we have somebody buying these tokens all the time. It's the debt box, it's the oil, it's the trust, and it's the aluminum and all that. So I hope that helps. I hope I didn't go on too long, but dude, super excited.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your success. And we've got a lot of people that are having success on this team. And so we'll continue to bring people on and share their thoughts as we do more and more of these calls. Real quickly, and by the way, to Sean's point, Bitcoin launched, it was at 0.0008, and it went up to $69,000. And the only thing that was backing it was, mathematics, and it certainly wasn't tangible, high demand commodities. So, think of the potential. Can you imagine the possibilities here? And last but not least here, before we bring Joe on, and we've got to be tight here, but I wanted you to see that we're attracting people that are in the crypto space. Sean has experience in this space, but I also want you to see people that are new to the crypto space are having success here as well. And just a few days ago, as a matter of fact, I brought on a good friend of mine, Brandon Self. We've known each other for 5 years. He is, he didn't quite understand this, but he understood enough to recognize an opportunity, and he jumped in on this. And in that short period of time, he's having a lot of success. He's got a lot of people that are reaching out to him. And I want you to hear from someone who doesn't really understand crypto, how he's having success. And so, Brandon, if you've got just a moment, pop on here for me. Maybe. He might be tied up. I know he owns an air conditioning company, so I know he was working today a little bit. So maybe we'll try and come back to him as well. That's okay. So Brandon, by the way, he's. I'm here. Oh, you're here. Good. Hey, brother. So do you mind just taking just a couple of minutes real quickly and just share from your perspective, kind of how you're sharing this with people, and just the response that you've had?
I don't have any experience in crypto at all. I'm driving right now. I'm actually bringing some grass cart back to my pond. So mind the noise here, but no experience in crypto, minimal experience in network marketing, and all I'm putting out there is asking people their thoughts, where they're at with crypto, and asking them a few questions, having them answer it. The response, dude, I'm so excited. I can't even put this into words to where I see this going, man. Travis, I appreciate the opportunity so much, man. I'm so glad that we met 5 years ago. Just asking people a question, putting them on a video, introducing them to you, man. If people are jumping in, business in a box, I love that. Oh man, I'm gonna throw that out there for anybody that's looking at this. Anybody that's just getting in, and just starting to learn. Run with this, man. We all gonna lock arms together, man. I told Travis last night, because I got a permagrin. I got a permagrin. It won't go away. My wife's like, "What are you smiling about?" And I'm like, I'm excited, man. We're in a good time, and it really reminds me of Bitcoin and when I walked away from it. Okay, so just share it for people to be able to join this space and have a product that you don't have to sell. It's selling itself. Let's go.
Beautiful. All right. Well, listen, Brandon, appreciate you being here. And just a quick, all Brandon's doing, you guys, is asking questions, asking people where they're at with crypto. They're either curious and have questions about it. They want to learn more. They're ready to invest, but they don't know what projects to invest in. Or the C would be, they aren't interested. And I will tell you, that's the small majority right now. And so all he's doing is just for those that are, he goes and he goes to adds them to the info group. And then once he adds them to the info group, he tags them on presentations, and boom, that's it. That's all he's doing. And he's introducing them to me. So anyhow, thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. And with that, let's go ahead and bring on Mr. Joe Martinez. Joe, talk to us a little bit about some of these other products that we have.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to share my screen here really quickly, Travis, if that's okay with everybody.
Yep, let's do it.
And kind of just go through our normal presentation. There'll be more of a conversation than a presentation, but I just kind of want to give some visual reference here. When I started the company, I started it based on this mission statement right here, on this purpose. It was to help people innovate, inspire, and impact their lives. And the foundation of the company, when we set it up, our goal was to become a self-betterment platform, and it's still to become a self-betterment platform. How can we go out there and make ourselves better, so we can make our finances better, so we can make our relationships better, so we can make our marriage better, so we can become better parents. And I think if you get involved in digital entrepreneurship, whether that's cryptocurrency or Forex, financial markets, or just anything, e-commerce, anything, I think it can boil down to these three values right here. To innovate is something we have to do in today's society. The old system is broken. 401ks, pension funds, IRAs, they are no longer giving us enough money to support ourselves in our quote unquote golden years to be able to retire. We have to have a plan B. And what's happening in today's society is it's gone from the old school retirement economy, if you will, the put money in an IRA, 401k, and retire when you're 65, to what they're calling nowadays this gig economy, where you now have to become a freelancer, you have to have a plan B, you have to drive Uber, you have to do DoorDash, you have to do one of these things out there to just make ends meet. And these platforms like Uber Eats and DoorDash and Uber itself, Airbnb, a lot of these platforms that become a way to make money as a side hustle, if you will, that's innovation. That's innovation at its core. Because if you really take a look at that business model and you take it and you systematize it, well, guess what? Now you can become an Airbnb host and have property managers, and you can make a lot of money doing that. You can have a small fleet of cars, 1 or 2. You might have to start driving yourself, but you can have a small fleet of cars and start an Uber business, if you will, have drivers working for you. So that is innovation. And what I've seen in the network marketing space over the last 15 years is companies end up pigeonholing themselves. That means they put themselves in a corner, back themselves into a corner in one specific niche product or ingredient, secret ingredient that's coming out of the Amazon, or they found in China this mushroom, or there's just these trends and fads in the space. And us as network marketers, we jump in because it's cool. Like Ganoderma was cool 5 to 7 years ago. Energy drinks were cool and hip, 10 years ago. Then we had the juice companies that had all these secret ingredients coming out of, these places where it was grown under a full moon, on a blood moon, it was harvested. And you hear all these stories out there. I'm sure you guys have heard them, but you get stuck in that. And what I didn't want to do is get my company stuck in just becoming, because we were launching with Forex, just becoming a Forex company. And I've seen that happen. So innovation has always been a core pillar of ours, because we will always look for the next big thing that's coming out. I think Tony Robbins says it best. And this is the way I run the company. This is one thing I always have in my mind. He says, look, you need to have 2 businesses. Your business of today, right? What's generating revenues today? What's generating sales today? What's the hype and the trend today? But you also have to have your business of tomorrow. And you have to know how to pivot into that business of tomorrow. You have to be forward thinking. You have to be looking what's coming down the road in 3 months, in 6 months, in 7 months, in 7 years, and be able to shift and pivot into that new business without affecting your revenues or your sales. And so for me, innovation is that core value. Second, inspiration. I think, being involved in the direct sales space this amount of time, I'm not the best speaker out there. But when I sit down and I listen to some of these speakers, even like listening to Travis, listening to Cedric, and you feel the power and their energy behind their words. You get off these calls and you say, man, I want to be like Travis, man, I want to be like Cedric, I want to be able to speak like them. And what that allows us to do when we feel inspired, that gets that starts to break down all those limitations that we have in our head. That starts to allow us to think outside of the box. That allows us to now start to think creatively, instead of with that central nervous system in the fight or flight mode. We now get to tap into a greater power, a greater potential inside of us through the power of inspiration. And it's just the thing about inspiration, it's kind of like motivation. It's a little spark, right? It could be a little spark. It could be tiny. It could be while you're on that Zoom call, and then you get off the Zoom call and you get back to work and you're stressed with work. You get back home, you're stressed with your family life, whatever it may be. So that inspiration, we need it time and time again. And that's why we put together some of the products and services and the social community that we're doing through IX. And last but not least, impact. And the reason I put this one as the last is because you hear in network marketing, all these leaders out there, at least I have, they want to impact 1 million people's lives. They want to impact their lives around the world. They want to do all these great things, but they have no true way to measure that. They have no true way to figure out what they're doing. And for me, impact, it's something that we can't quantify, but what we need to understand is it's not just helping somebody make money. It's not a financial impact you're having on their life. It's an emotional, it's a spiritual impact that they're getting through community, that they're getting through the personal relationship. After all the hype is gone about making money, after all the, we get automated and we're making this money on daily rewards and tokens, guess what? That's great. having financial problems is just a symptom, because once you cut away at all the financial problems, you're going to still go home and you're going to be stressed because of your marriage. You're going to be stressed because of your job. You're going to be stressed because of your kids. And what we really need to do is focus on the family unit. How is it that we can go out there, and me as a leader can help the people, coach the people, mentor the people through any of those problems that they could be having? Because if 95% of your problems can be fixed with more money, your problems aren't your problems. Your problem is a lack of money. Okay. So if making more money is going to fix 95% of the problems, what's left over, right? What are those true problems that you have left over? And those sometimes are health issues. Those are family relationships that are toxic relationships. And so we want to help these people and help ourselves. I'll say we have to start with ourselves to become a better version of themselves and inspire them through innovation, through information, through, you know, infinite possibilities, how we can make themselves a better version of themselves. So sorry to spend so much time on that, but I do feel like I need to share that. For some reason, I just felt like I need to share that today. A little bit of our corporate team here, you know, the one thing that I would say about our corporate team is we have a great corporate team. Every single one of them has been 6- and 7-figure earners in the network marketing space. So we are a company of networkers by networkers for networkers. So this is where I wanted to get to here really quickly. Travis wanted me to share with you guys a little bit about the other products in the memberships that we have through the basic pack and the pro pack. What we've done is we've put together an ecosystem. I know inside of Debtbox, they have their ecosystem, and inside of IX, we have our ecosystem. And when we started the company, like I said, I didn't want to get pigeonholed into becoming another Forex education company, because that's where I was coming from. That's how I started the company, because I was in a Forex education company 5 years before I started IX. So that's what I knew. That's how I started it. I started it with the team in India. And that's why we're big in India, because I had a leader out there, we had a group out there, and we launched out there. Now, these products are products that are included in our membership. You can go and use them. The financial markets, we focus a lot in that because we've always looked for products or services that have the potential, just like you guys are involved with Debtbox, with Black Gold or Nat G or any one of the projects. Every single one of those projects has the potential to make you more money, right? Potential being the key word there, guys. I can't guarantee you guys anything, but I wanted the people to have a product that had the potential to make them money without selling, without recruiting, without building a business, right? That's where my mindset is. So I started with Forex, and the thing is when you learn a skill, right? When you learn a skill, nobody can ever take it away from you. If you have a small business and I am not, I don't know, a plumber or a lawyer or a doctor, it doesn't matter what you are, your profession, right? You can go out there and make more money, and they can't take that knowledge away from you anymore. So becoming a financial markets trader was something that we had started to pioneer in another company, a company that I helped set up, a company that I helped build from the ground up. I brought them their investment capital. I brought them their leadership. And at the end of the day, I just wasn't valued there. So yes, I had to look for something to do. And I decided to start my own company at this point. We started it based on the idea of educating people on how to make money in the financial markets of Forex and binary options. Why in these two markets? Because we were starting in emerging markets. Forex is a global financial market. It's the largest and most liquid financial market out there. They move about $6 trillion a day in volume. So it is a huge market. You're never not going to get filled on your orders. It is available. You can start with as little as $250 in your brokerage account. So for somebody in Mexico or India, it was a lot more accessible because Debtbox nodes are costing $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. So this is a product that lets the average person in an emerging market or a developing nation get involved. So we have our academy. We have hundreds and hundreds of hours in English and Spanish and Portuguese and Hindi of how to go from your basic level all the way to your advanced level, okay, in the academy. part of that academy, we have our Empire Trading University. This is what we call institutional trading. So there's different styles of trading. There's retail trading, which is what most people are going to do when they get involved. And then there's institutional trading. That's knowing what the banks are doing, what the market makers are doing, what these liquidity providers are doing. And so this is a different style of trading. The thing that I like about this style of trading, it's a very good risk to reward ratio. Okay, risk to reward ratio is what you want to look at. A lot of retail traders, what they'll do is they'll do a 1-to-1 or even a 3 risk to 1 ratio. That means you have a stop loss of, let's call it 100 pips, but you have a take profit of 25 pips. So you're risking a lot more money to make a little bit of money. What institutional traders do is you risk a lot less money. So maybe you have a 15 pip stop loss to 100 pip take profit. So your risk to reward ratio is a lot greater at that point. You're risking less money to make more money. And that's knowing some key things as far as where the liquidity is in the market, how to identify these things in the charts. And so we go out there, and they're not just pre-recorded classes, guys. We also have live classes where we connect you with a market expert, with the trader, and they teach you exactly how to identify these opportunities in the market, right? At the same time, this university is set up from the freshman level all the way up to your senior level, just like a high school or just like a university program. And there is a quiz and there is a certificate that you're awarded upon completion of this university training in our back office, okay? From there, we also have, now I'm gonna preface and caveat this slide right here. Our automation product is available for people outside of the US. So I'm not gonna talk about it that much. I'm gonna bring it up for first and foremost, just because it's on the slide here. The Cloud Trade product, it is a product that we've pioneered it out of India. We have more than, I think, about $80 to $90 million in our account right now that we trade on a daily basis, and that gets divided up, and the gains of that get divided up into the accounts of the users. And so that is a true hands-free product. Was starting as little as $250 to $500 in the trading account. The Core Pro product, what the Core Pro product is what we call our financial newsletter alerts. We send a notification to your phone through one of our Telegram channels on, when to get in and when to get out of the market in Forex, in crypto, in indices, and in binary options. So for me, the way I look at this is you have somebody that is there analyzing the market. They're looking at the market and they're saying, hey, there's an opportunity to buy gold. Buy at this price point, buy at $1,800, set your stop loss at $17.90 and set your take profit at $18.50. And you go in there, you program that into your MT4. It might take you a minute to do. You put it in there, and if the trade executes, it executes, and from there it's hands-free. You hit stop loss, you're going to take a loss. You hit take profit, you're going to take profit. It's that easy, okay? We've had some pretty good results with this over the course of the last 2 years. We have a variety of different trading channels in there, from Forex to binary options to cryptocurrencies. And people go out there and they make some pretty decent money. Now, you can leverage yourself as much as you want, right? What I won't tell you is don't go and put $100,000 into Forex. And I think I said this on one of our calls, Travis, the other day, or it was on our X-Node training. Forex is a cash flow product. You want to put as little capital as you can. You want to use the brokerage leverage, and you want to make money to be able to take out on a weekly or a monthly basis. Whereas crypto projects, or the debt box, in this case, our X-Node project, is a wealth building or a wealth accumulation product, right? Yes, you can go and take profits on debt box every month, every day if you wanted to. You can put it into USDT. But we know the price of the coin that we're mining is very low, has the potential to go up thousands in % over the course of the next 12 months. So why not hold it in that coin? That's called wealth creation, because you're speculating. It's speculation. You're speculating that it's going to go up thousands and thousands of %. Where Forex is more of it's a stable market. It's a true market. There's liquidity in the market. You can go in and put $1,000 and you can take out, thousands of dollars each month. So that's kind of the difference there in the trading and some of the reasons we haven't really talked about Forex here in the States. Another thing about Forex here in the States, it's a little bit more, it's a regulated market here in the States, meaning in 2008, when they did the bailouts and the crash, President Obama implemented with the CFTC certain regulations where outside of the US, it's a lot easier to make money than it is inside of the US because the leverage that the brokers offers outside of the US is a lot higher. So you can't leverage your money as much as you can outside of the US. So a lot of people inside of the US just kind of stick with the stock market and kind of stick with what they know here. It is a little bit harder to make money in Forex in the US market. From there, we have our different products, e-commerce. What we do is we do like a 6-week course for anybody that's looking to begin their journey in e-commerce. Again, this is in our academy, and it is through connecting with our our e-commerce experts. You can get involved and they can teach you to take your Shopify store from zero to where it's generating revenue. It's another way to generate revenue. Like I said, remember, think about the gig economy. What are some ways that we can generate money? So you can generate money through trading. You can generate money through e-commerce. You can connect with our market experts. You can connect with our e-commerce experts. Okay. And you can learn how to set up a store and sell online. You can figure out how to do, we'll teach you how to do Facebook ads so you can target specific people. Now, this isn't for everybody, but for those that want to do it, it's there for you guys to use. One of the other things that we've done is we put and this isn't some grand service or anything like that. This is just an additional benefit. We have our Travel Pro product. It is a cashback travel program. What I would tell people is, we are not looking to compete with Expedia or Priceline or one of the big boy online travel agencies. Our prices are going to be similar to what you're going to find on Expedia or Priceline, but you're going to get anywhere between 5 to 40% cash back. So after your stay, you'll get a cashback refund to your credit card, to your debit card for staying at that hotel. So it's just a great way to get additional discounts, additional money, and saving money, in my opinion, is making money. This isn't a service we've been able to use quite a bit over the last year and a half because of the pandemic. But I do feel people are wanting to get outside of that or starting to want to travel again. And I think this is a good way. Just go on, compare our travel portal to Expedia. You'll find similar prices, but you're going to say, wow, I'm going to get an extra $100 back. So you're getting an extra $100 back on your credit card after that stay. Last but not least here, and I think you guys are already familiar with Xnode Debtbox, so we won't talk about that much. But our gateway into the blockchain NFT space was in a NFT play to earn game that we launched at the beginning of the year. It's called Cryptoland. We have set this up through a partner company. Cryptoland is a US-based company. You can go to cryptoland.io for more information. Check it out. What we did with this is we were just able to sell out on the whitelist, and we were able to sell out about 15,000 NFTs in the course of, I believe it was about 6 weeks. So we sold that project out. It's not available right now, but the gameplay will start soon, probably within the next 4 to 6 weeks. If anybody wants to get involved, they can go through and do it through our partner company. They're at cryptoland.io. Okay, so you guys can check that out. It's great artwork, just amazing tokenomics behind it, and yeah, it's an up and coming project there. Go, and then you guys already know about the Xnode Debtbox system, so I'm not going to go through and educate you guys on this. But what I would say about the Debtbox ecosystem, kind of echoing what Sean was saying there, is the future of these digital platforms is ecosystems. One of the reasons that I chose to partner with Debtbox long term is because of the concept of their ecosystem. When we got involved, there was only 2 projects, Black Gold and Nat G. And in the course of the last 4 months, they've launched Grow. And then we just launched 3 other projects, Gold, Explore, and Aluminum. So it's really becoming where we have a new product that we're able to launch every 90 days. And I think for network marketers, that's something that we're always looking for. How can we, when is the company going to launch a new product? When is the company going to, because we know when we launch a new product or we do an event, it gives us a bump in sales. So that's why I was telling you the importance of having some crypto ready or some USDT ready for this event at iRise, because we are going to be launching something special with that box. And I do think it's going to sell out pretty quick because the quantity is limited. So, and I can talk about DevBox as much as you want, but I'm sure you guys are already, going through it. It's just some of the stats from the beginning. I kind of show this. I'm sure you guys have seen it, kind of what it did over the course of a 6-month period there. Taking one node from $2,000 all the way up to $20,000. So I do feel we have that potential, this same potential with natural gas. I do feel it's going to follow that same beeline with natural gas. It's just going to take a little bit longer to get there because it is deeper into the ground to be able to get out. So we are piggybacking off the success of black gold. If you guys missed out in black gold, you don't want to miss out on the product that we are launching at iRise. That's the only thing I'll say. That's the one little tip that I'm going to give to you guys. If you missed out on black gold, you will not want to miss out on the product that we're going to launch at iRise. Okay. It's going to be, number one, it's going to be a more affordable. And number two, it's going to be very, very, very short-term potential. There, I have to put that word in there, potentially profitable. Okay. So just kind of keep that in mind and wait till August 13th. So I don't know if we want to cover anything on the node stuff, Travis, but this is the rest of this is basically just the node. So
I think we are good. I appreciate it. I think a lot of people were wondering when we see the different memberships, what are these, what does this mean? And so we will make sure that this presentation is recorded and available. That way you'll have the ability to be able to share it for those that want to know a little bit more about the memberships. Uncle Joe asked, Joe, any hints on a price point idea?
under $1,000.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. Awesome. Well, we've gone long enough today. I do appreciate everybody being here, making the time on a Saturday morning. I think right now it's about just absorbing the information. The theme really today was understanding the opportunity that you have before you. I believe that each and every one of us will have, one or two opportunities that come our way that are the type of opportunities that are legacy opportunities. They're life-changing opportunities. They're the type of opportunities that could truly put you into an entirely different position. And I'm not even talking about 3 to 5 years, guys. I'm talking about 90 days. I genuinely believe that regardless of your circumstances or your situation right now, the products that we have with the platform that Joe has built, with the mentorship that's available here, and the demand out there in the marketplace, that you can go literally change your circumstances in the next 90 days. We have the eyes of the world on us right now. We have the only commodity-backed ecosystem in the entire world of cryptocurrency. And all you have to do is go out and start sharing it with others. You heard Brandon earlier, my favorite thing to do is to ask questions, to listen and tell stories. Ask question, listen and tell stories. What do I mean by asking questions? Hey, how do you feel about cryptocurrency? Are you buying right now, or are you just, wanting to learn a little bit more? I don't even give them the option to say they don't like it. Hey, listen, what's your position on crypto right now? Are you already holding, or are you wanting to learn a little bit more about it? And if they say I'm wanting to learn, I'm going to say, great, listen, I'm part of this incredible community. You're not going to believe the information that's being shared inside this community. Guys, if you edify the community, if you edify the information that's being shared, they're going to be more curious about what's going on inside. And so once you get them into the community, then you're going to say, man, you're not going to believe the information and the opportunities that's being shared on these calls that I'm going to tag you on. You got to watch it, and then let's circle back around and let's chat. Right? So you're asking questions, you're listening, and then all you're doing is telling stories. Hey, listen, you know what? I was just like you. I wanted to be a part, or I wanted to start learning. And so I got involved in this community, and I started listening to some of these mentors. And then all of a sudden I started seeing some of the opportunities that they were sharing. And now I'm literally getting paid every single day And then you just invite them to take a look at the same information. So right now, don't sit on this. I'm telling you guys, don't sit on this. I already have people that are texting, calling me going, man, I wish I would have reached out to that person. I know that person. I wish that I would have contacted them, or I wish, right now, I'm telling you, the eyes of the world are on us, and you're going to see this company absolutely explode over the next 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. Mark my words. My question to you is, do you want to participate in it? How much are you going to contribute towards it? And ultimately, what are you going to do to go change your life and the lives of the people that you love and care about most? And so with that, we're going to end on that note. I appreciate it. Happy Saturday. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's keep the energy flowing inside of the groups too. I really appreciate that. I would like to bring on some additional speakers and we're going to keep doing weekly calls on Tuesday nights. So you can expect another big opportunity call this coming Tuesday night. We're going to do some collabs where I invite some other people to come and join me on those calls. And so with that, that's all we got for today. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Let's go out and dream big, work hard, and go change some lives. You guys take care.